Hey everyone, this is Darcinovia here. It's been a while since I've done a video about this, but I needed a long time to sit on this subject, considering the fact that I haven't found the right things to say, and I wanted to give it more time. It's regarding the fandom Menace. I mean, I don't make it a secret that I have no respect for them. I have no association with them. I think their movement is a petty, childish movement with no actual fucking goal in mind for how they're going to proceed. I mean, seriously. It's been over a year since The Last Jedi came out. Now, as of this recording in 2019, it's almost March. The question I have for Fandom Menace, what the hell is your end goal besides getting rid of Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy? Do you think getting rid of those individuals is going to magically make everything go away? The Last Jedi was a terrible movie. I'm not going to deny that. In fact, I've called this shit out in 2014. Most of you people... This is mainly directed to you Fandom Menace people. While certain sections of the fandom warned you, even as far back as 2012, what was coming, what did you do? You just brush it off or just laughed and just thought we were crazy and didn't take what we said seriously. And you didn't really say anything when the prequels were disrespected constantly with The Force Awakens, and do not tell me that there was nothing but disrespect. Have you guys paid attention to the, campaign for it? In fact, you can still find this on YouTube. The entire campaign was built on prequel hate. Silent, you Fandom Menace people, on that. When the expanded universe was thrown out of canon, silent you were, and you didn't actually stood by your fellow fans when they were being smeared by the mainstream media and various geek sites. You were never there for any of us. You were every single thing I've talked about. You were completely silent. You guys don't really have a goal outside getting rid of Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy. Let's be honest here. They are a symptom of the problem. They didn't get there overnight. There's many things that happened that made that situation that we're in now possible. There's a certain thing, I'm not going to point it out exclusively on Plinkett and all the other prequel haters that arose from YouTube over the years and social media. I mean, you can make an argument that Plinkett started this ridiculous, hatred for a series of films that George Lucas made out of his own heart. Were the prequels perfect? No. They have some problems, as I addressed in my prequel defense videos. I'm not going to say that the prequels did not have some issues, but the venom from you people is what got us to this point. Had you people not constantly attacked George Lucas, had you not gone after him in public and harassed him, or made that piece of fucking garbage, the People versus George Lucas was nothing more than a bunch of man-children crying that George Lucas did not do the exact thing that they wanted. Oh, George Lucas ruined my childhood. My God. And what have you people have really done? Okay, all your movement is politics at this point. It isn't about fucking Star Wars. I mean, I look at majority of your guys' channel. Majority of it has nothing to do what's going on with Star Wars. I supported you at first because I was angry at what Disney has done to Star Wars, only to slowly figure it out that unless someone aligns to your political ideology, they're not welcome. And don't give me that bullshit that world-class bullshitter says that we welcome people of all walks of life. That is horse shit, and I'm an example of it. Of course, various people who are forum members could say the same thing. These fucking people, in one of the Facebook groups I was a part of, compared tearing down the Confederate monument, a symbol of oppression towards minorities, towards black people, that was built during the height of the Jim Crow era, to what was going on with Star Wars. And when I pointed out that it's disgusting to talk about a symbol of racism and comparing it to Star Wars, I was attacked in droves. I was called a cuck, I was called a SJW. With these fandom Menace people, you cannot have a rational conversation about movies. Everything is a conspiracy to them. They can't accept the fact that these movies that they hate so much, they're just terrible movies. They're and nothing more. Is there an agenda? Yeah, possibly. But what about other movies that they may have watched growing up? I mean, I could list tons of movies that have had right-wing freaking agendas, but I would be here all day just listing them all, because there's a lot of movies. I mean, there's Rambo, First Blood, which was a pro-war movie, and essentially claiming that pulling out of Vietnam was a mistake, or the sequels, which completely, has a misunderstanding of history, or making it seem like it was a mistake pulling out of Vietnam. Or you could go to American Sniper, which was not even a movie about a real story. It's distorted, and the way it portrays Chris Kyle was monstrously wrong. Oh, and how it was justifying the unjust war in Iraq. I mean, I could go on and on about, there's some movies that some of you people may enjoy that has far-right politics in them. Or you could talk about The Dark Knight Rises. That has some right-wing propaganda in there by basically glorifying the police, which I view as an oppressive force that has done nothing but oppress the poor working class in this country. So don't give me that garbage that Star Wars and Marvel is the only one that's doing it. There's plenty of companies in Hollywood that's pushed a conservative agenda for years. You were silent on that. So don't fucking go with me with that garbage that Star Wars and freaking Marvel is the only one guilty of this. I mean, this movement is a joke. They're just looking for an excuse at this point to get back on board. It's like they have no coherent fucking plan. They have no idea what they want, what they actually want. They're trying to save a sinking ship. I'm sorry to break it to you people. There's nothing that can be done to save Disney Star Wars. Nothing. There's nothing that can be done. That ship has sailed. And the very fact that you continue to do a bunch of videos that have nothing to do with Star Wars proves that your movement doesn't really have much grounds to really stand on. It's like, what happens when the Captain Marvel situation is over? What are you going to focus on next? This movement doesn't have a clear vision. I know this because I saw this starting to happen when I left, and it's just gotten worse. And let's compare this to the EU movement, what I'm a part of. What have EU fans have done? I'm just comparing us to what the fandom Menace has done. We've donated books. We definitely have done that. Which we're donating to charity, which encouraging children to read. That's very good. We financed a billboard back in 2016, which was largely ignored. We have got a stand in Star Wars Celebration last year, and we're getting it again this year. We've helped Revan and Jaina win in the Black Series polls. And you know what? The EU movement, sure, it may not be the biggest thing right now, but compared to your guys' movement, our movement is still going. Every single movement has died at the, like, bring back Clone Wars. You guys remember that? That died fast. Your movement will have the same fate as that, because your movement is dying. All your movement is at this point is caters towards the far right of the political spectrum, because you guys alienated those on the left and the center. So you can't have a movement with only one part if you want it to survive. All I see is a bunch of right-wing people injecting their politics every chance they get. It's like, how you're supposed to advance a movement if you don't actually try to actually be accepting towards a wide variety of people. The EU movement, yeah, there's people with various different, political walks of life. I mean, I deal with conservatives, libertarians, in the group that I'm part of, liberals, and some genuine leftists. But we don't let our political differences get in the way of what the bigger goal is. Getting Legends continued. That is our goal. Had you guys been more accepting towards people like we are actually, despite what the geek media wants to portray us as, you would have a movement that is far stronger than it is now. As far as I can tell, your movement is going to crumble after this, 2019. It's going to be a shell of what it was last year. The fandom Menace is a joke. It truly is a joke. I don't take you seriously, and I don't need to be part of your pathetic, hate-filled movement to fight for better Star Wars. This is Darcenovia, over and out. May the Force be with you, always. And fuck members of the fandom Menace. And that's all I'm going to say.